Hey, the crypto market is absolutely buzzing again today. Seriously, check this out. We're looking at a total market cap of nearly $4.1 trillion for all crypto assets combined. That's basically all-time high territory we're dancing around right now. Now XRP? Yeah, it's ticked up a tiny bit in the last 24 hours. We're talking less than 1% here. But here's the thing. It's not going to stay put for long. I've got insights from a few different XRP chart analysts to share with you. And get this, one of them is absolutely convinced we're about to witness a massive 600% surge that could push XRP all the way to $27. Look, I have no clue if that'll actually happen, but what I can tell you is it's not some wild fantasy. That kind of speculation, it's totally grounded in reality as far as I'm concerned. Oh, and here's something interesting. I've spotted two solid chart analysts claiming we've officially entered alt season. Now, I know not everyone's going to buy into that, and honestly, I'm not 100% sold on it myself, but mark my words, you're going to see more and more analysts jumping on that bandwagon. Just give it a little more time. And look, the reason for all this back and forth is pretty straightforward. Sure, we're dealing with legit chart analysts here. I'm thinking Crypto Insight UK and Cryptos RS, but here's the million-dollar question. Who exactly gets to decide what alt season actually looks like? I mean, it's not like there's some crypto council sitting around a fancy table somewhere stamping official alt season certificates, right? That's precisely why everyone's arguing in circles about whether we've crossed that magical threshold yet. But honestly, whether we're officially there or not, we're close enough that you can practically taste it. We've entered that wild phase where coins are going to start popping off left and right for seemingly no reason at all. Actually, I've got a perfect real-world example of this madness happening today. Trust me, this kind of random chaos almost exclusively happens when the market's about to go full-on crazy town. This is hands down one of the most electrifying periods to be swimming in crypto waters, but if you're sitting on XRP, oh man, you're in for a treat. This baby's about to absolutely demolish expectations. Quick reality check, though. I need to throw this out there before we go any further. I'm just a regular person with zero financial credentials under my belt. Nothing I'm sharing here counts as financial advice, and please, for the love of all things crypto, don't make any buying or selling decisions based on what I am saying. So right now, as I'm recording this, XRP is chilling at $3.27, and honestly, I'm just loving how it's hanging out above that $3 mark like it owns the place. No stress, no drama, just pure confidence. Well, you absolutely love to see it. This is the kind of price action that those of us in the XRP community have been dreaming about and swearing was possible for what, like half a decade now? Even when we were knee-deep in that brutal SEC lawsuit mess. And now, here we are, watching it just casually sit there like it belongs, not even breaking a sweat. It's honestly a thing of beauty, like watching art unfold right there on your screen. Then you've got Ethereum cruising at $4,725. Look, I don't care if you're not an ETH fan or if you don't own any, that's totally fine. I do hold some, but I'm going to be real with you. I'm not exactly doing backflips over it right now, and it's not because I'm holding it or anything like that. It's just not a massive position for me, you know? I've been holding it since way back in 2017, just sitting on it. But get this. It almost smashed through to a brand new all-time high today. The current record sits at $4,861, and we managed to hit $4,738. We're talking just $123 away from making history. Remember just a few months back when everyone was writing Ethereum's obituary? When it was languishing around $1,400 and people were calling it dead? Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous in hindsight. Of course it wasn't dead. And boom, here we are proving all those doubters wrong. Ethereum's about to absolutely rocket upward from here. Don't even blink if this thing starts flirting with $10,000 this cycle. Honestly, that wouldn't shock me one bit. And here's a wild thought that's totally within the realm of possibility. What if XRP actually starts giving Ethereum a run for its money in that number 2 market cap spot? If that happens, we're looking at XRP hitting around $20. That's the ballpark we'd be playing in. And you know what? That's not some delusional pipe dream. It's actually a pretty reasonable scenario when you think about it. Will it happen? Your guess is as good as mine. But crazy? Absolutely not. Not even close. Look, here's why this is huge. Even if Ethereum isn't your thing, this stuff historically kicks off alt seasons. You should totally be pumped about what Ethereum's pulling off right now. We're seeing classic end-of-cycle action from Ethereum. This is literally what we've all been waiting for, people. And Bitcoin, oh man, Bitcoin, RFU Maxine's keeping tabs on Bitcoin, and it's absolutely crushing it today. Sitting pretty at $121,833. Up just over 2%. Love to see it. We're about to witness one last explosive rally before things cool down. Check out this postal chart analyst. Dude's got a mustache and everything. He's showing us the market cap Bitcoin dominance percentage chart. And honestly, you've got to love what you're seeing here. This is absolutely fantastic. It's more confirmation that everything's lining up perfectly, folks. All the pieces are falling into place exactly how you'd want them to if you're hoping for alt season. So get this. He wrote, wow. The monthly MACD for Bitcoin dominance just made a bearish cross. This has only happened twice before, in 2017 and 2020 to 2021, and both times it kicked off the biggest altcoin seasons we've ever seen. That's a massive signal, honestly. And folks, I'm totally with him on this one. He's pointing to this spot right here on the MACD, and you can see that little red baby candle sitting there. But look at where this thing historically goes. We're talking about a decade's worth of data here. Once this pattern kicks in, you're going to see that trend just keep rolling. Month after month after month. These are monthly candles we're looking at. It's exactly what you want to see. This literally happens every single cycle. And boom, here it is again. Just another piece of the puzzle falling into place. As I'm recording this, Bitcoin dominance has dropped to 59.56%. It's been climbing ever since it hit rock bottom back in 2022. I think it was September? Yeah, early September 2022. That's where it bottomed out, and it's been climbing for almost 3 years straight. And now, it's Denezo. Peaked around 66%, and now it's falling. This thing's gonna look like it fell off a freaking cliff. If that's not obvious enough already. It's just going to keep dropping from here. And honestly, this is exactly what you'd want and expect to see it. So he's pulling up the total 2 chart. Think of it as the entire crypto universe minus Bitcoin. We're talking the top 125 coins all rolled into one massive indicator. And this dude just casually drops what might be the most important observation ever. This is hands down the biggest altcoin signal you could ask for. Total 2 is literally about to bulldoze right through those 2021 peaks while simultaneously exploding out of this multi-year cage it's been trapped in. I'm getting major 2016/2017 flashbacks here. Damn right he is. We're literally witnessing history in the making. This market's about to lose its absolute mind, and here's the kicker. XRP is positioned to absolutely feast during this chaos. Whether we're talking big dogs or just the top 100, XRP's either going to be the ultimate champion or pretty damn close to it. Talk about perfect timing for XRP holders. After surviving 5 years of pure crypto hell, this feels like the universe finally paying us back with interest. Check this out. Chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto just dropped a bomb. He's saying Bitcoin's parabolic phase leading to the cycle top is about to kick off. He's dead certain this is what's coming next. And here's the wild part. Literally, every chart analyst I follow is saying the exact same thing. Like every single one of them. Now sure, they're all over the place where Bitcoin actually peaks. Some are calling 130K, others are screaming 150K, 170K, even 108K. But here's what they all agree on. There's going to be one final rocket ship ride to the moon. And that's where the real magic happens for us. Not because Bitcoin itself is going to make us rich, but because when Bitcoin goes absolutely mental, it drags the entire market into complete madness with it. The altcoins go absolutely nuclear. That's the real prize here, folks. That's what we're really waiting for. And here's that perfect example I mentioned at the start of this whole thing. Chart analyst Don posted this gem. That's actually how I stumbled across it. And he's like, just look at the absolute carnage on the OKB chart. This thing ripped 200% in 50 freaking minutes. Alt season, baby. Hold up. If Don's calling alt season 2, that makes 3 analysts I follow all saying we're officially in it right now. And honestly, this is exactly the kind of insane behavior you see when alt season hits. Just look at this ridiculous chart. Here's the live version. We're talking about the number 40 coin by market cap. This is a 24-hour view, people. It's just chilling. Sideways, sideways, more sideways, then boom, straight to the moon. Yeah, this screams alt season vibes at the very least. Even if we're not fully there yet, we're definitely getting those classic alt season feels. This is textbook stuff right here. You always see random coins just absolutely exploding out of nowhere during the early stages of alt season. You rarely catch this kind of madness any other time. I mean, I have seen this before. Like, I'm pretty sure it was summer of 2019. Definitely wasn't a bull market by any stretch. We were still licking our wounds from that brutal 2018 crash. But I remember Chainlink just absolutely exploded out of nowhere. If I'm remembering right, it was around summer 2019. Just completely random. But that kind of stuff, super rare. It almost always happens when you're deep in alt season madness. Sometimes you'll catch random coins going ballistic right at the beginning stages too. But here's the thing, OKB isn't the only one smashing records right now. Like I just mentioned, Ethereum's basically knocking on the door of new highs. Binance Coin, another heavyweight, crushed its all-time high pretty recently, and obviously XRP already went completely nuts this cycle. This is just how it goes, folks. When we hit this phase, you should expect coins to randomly launch into orbit for no apparent reason. And that's exactly what we're watching unfold right now. This is fantastic news. Here's the latest from chart analyst Credible Crypto. Dude's like, still riding my XRP long from before. We just got smacked with a little market-wide sell-off that dropped XRP right into my original buying zone. Anyone who missed the boat earlier, this is your moment. We're literally sitting right on top of it. I'm betting we kiss that zone real soon. But hey, as long as that green support zone doesn't crack, we're shooting for the moon, range highs, and maybe even a fresh all-time record. He tweeted this out on August 11th evening, his freshest XRP hot take. Skip all the trader speak mumbo jumbo he mixed in there. What really matters is he's eyeing that juicy $3 area. If XRP somehow gifts us a dip that low, he's basically saying it's like finding money on the street, though he's not guaranteeing it'll even happen. Right now, we're chilling comfortably above that danger zone. We're absolutely dominating at a safe $3.27 when I hit record on this thing. Yes, please, I'll gladly pocket those gains. His whole point is simple. Stick above that floor, which we're totally nailing, and boom. We're rocket shipping to range tops and potentially nuking through to fresh all-time highs. Mark my words, people. $3.65. Your comeback story starts now. This guy's pumped. XRP is locked and loaded. Daily chart update coming in hot. It's time to smash through $3.33. And honestly, that $3.33 level, every analyst and their brother has been obsessing over it the past few days, and he's breaking it down. Time to crush $3.33. This is the critical level. Then we're blazing through $4.44 territory. Next stops on this rocket ship, $4.44 and $5.85. The RSI is more bullish than ever. I think he meant more bullish than ever because bullish than ever sounds like he had a brain fart mid-tweet. But whatever, we get the vibe. Then he drops this gem. Yo, XRP Army, your moment has officially arrived. Sit back and enjoy the fireworks. Oh, trust me, I'm enjoying every single second of this show, folks. This is absolutely incredible. Here's the latest fire from chart analyst Ali Martinez, and this was literally from this morning. He's calling it XRP bullish retest. Check. Mission accomplished. $3.60 target is back on the menu, baby. So he's basically saying we're locked and loaded for that $3.60 run, and he thinks it's happening soon. Like, really soon. Remember, this dude just posted this today. Here's an absolute banger from Ali Martinez that's gonna melt your brain. This dude's staring at his charts and drops this nuclear bomb. Remember that massive multi-year triangle we finally broke out of in November? Yeah, that bad boy is screaming $12.60 for XRP. Look, if we actually hit $12.60, I'd be doing backflips. I get that some people are shooting for the stars and think I'm being too conservative. Whatever, we can all dream our own dreams. But $12.60, that would be absolutely legendary. Could it go even crazier? Hell yeah, it could. But just wrap your head around this madness for a second. XRP was literally dying at 28 cents this cycle. 28 freaking cents. So we're talking about rocketing from 28 cents straight up to $12.60. That's some ridiculous multiplication. I'd need a calculator, but we're talking like 45 times your money from the depths of despair. When a heavyweight coin pulls off those kinds of gains, that's pure unicorn territory. Yeah, that would be absolutely mind-blowing. Pretty much everyone would be screaming, "We just hit the jackpot." We're talking about changing lives forever for a whole army of people. And here's the word from chart analyst Cryptolica, and this guy just won't quit hammering the same message. Not that I'm complaining. He's out there saying, XRP's next chapter is loading up right now. Target, a clean $10 a like. This dude is absolutely relentless about us hitting double digits. He just keeps pounding the table, screaming that we're going to break into that 10-plus zone. Here's chart analyst Bark throwing around some absolutely wild numbers. This guy's calling Bitcoin to hit $180,000, XRP to rocket to $25, and Ethereum to cruise to $9,000. If that kind of money starts flooding the entire crypto space, even I'd be like, okay, XRP hitting somewhere around $20? Yeah, that's totally doable. It wouldn't even be that crazy at that point, especially if Ethereum actually makes it to $9,000. Because like I keep hammering home, once we get in that neighborhood and XRP matches ETH's market cap, which has happened before, by the way, we're absolutely talking about XRP in the $20 range. It's not some pie-in-the-sky fantasy. Look, who knows if it actually plays out like that, but it's totally reasonable to think it might happen this cycle. And we all know we're in the final stretch of this whole circus, so we're talking sooner rather than later. Here's a gem from Greg Crypto that's got me cracking up. He drops this: XRP doing its thing, and yet some people are still bearish. I know this sounds nuts, but XRP is literally just chilling and consolidating on a 2-week time frame right at its all-time high. And somehow, there are still folks out there feeling bearish about it. It's wild how market emotions can completely hijack your brain and make you ignore what the charts are actually screaming at you. And check out what this madman is targeting: $27 for XRP. From where we're sitting at $3.27, that's like an 8 times move. Over 600% gains from right here, right now. That kind of explosive action, even from these levels, it absolutely could happen. We're all going to ride this roller coaster together and see how it plays out. Nobody's got a crystal ball, but like I keep telling you, it's not some insane fantasy. Definitely not crazy at all. Here's yesterday's play-by-play from chart analyst Casey Trades that's got me fired up. XRP just muscled its way back above $3.21, she says. Just minutes after my last update where I spotted this sweet bullish divergence on the shorter time frames, XRP totally caught me off guard by crashing through that $3.17 support floor. Not gonna lie, seeing it fail to hold was a real gut punch. But here's the beautiful part. Price found its footing right at that golden retracement pocket around 0.65. In Elliott Wave world, this spot is like the perfect landing zone for Wave 2 corrections. She's breaking it down. In my book, that golden pocket around $3.11 was do-or-die time for the bulls. I kept saying if we cracked below $3.10, game over, we'd be swimming in dangerous Wave 1 waters. But XRP, this beast totally respected that level and came roaring back. Not only did it bounce hard, it straight up demolished that major $3.21 resistance wall. And as we all know, we're crushing it even higher at $3.27 now. This short-term action is absolutely gorgeous. Then she drops this: volume's starting to pump with this recovery, which tells me we might be locked and loaded for a breakout. When you nail a wave 2 pullback like this, it usually sets you up for an absolute monster wave 3 rocket ride. That golden pocket support is basically screaming that we're about to unleash hell upwards. And folks, this is exactly what I keep hammering home. I'm seeing the same message from analysts left and right. They're all basically screaming, yeah, we're about to blast off. When this many smart people are singing the same tune, they're usually spot on. I threw a bunch of these examples at you in yesterday's video when I was breaking down price action. Just a parade of analysts all sharing the same bullish vibe. They're believers, and honestly, I won't be shocked at all if they nail this one, and it could all go down pretty damn soon. Anyway, Casey keeps rolling with the good stuff. Here's what's got me really pumped. Even with all this crazy volatility we just went through, those big picture target zones are still rock solid. The extensions are still pointing right at that sweet $4.60 to $4.80 zone, with multiple levels all converging there. That's some seriously strong confluence, people. For this new high to get confirmed, XRP needs to smash through $3.66, our old all-time high record. We've still got some speed bumps ahead, though. That 0.118 fib sitting at $3.41, then our previous peak at $3.66, and finally that monster target zone around $4.80. When Wave 3 volume kicks in, you'll know it. It's not some weak, wishy-washy nonsense. It's bold and unmistakable. That's what we're hunting for today and over the next few days. On the flip side, we need to keep $3.21 as our safety net. Staying above that level is absolutely critical for keeping this bull run alive. Bottom line, the fact that XRP bounced perfectly off that golden retracement and is showing real volume and momentum, that's got me convinced we could see a massive breakout any minute now. You absolutely love to see it, folks. Here's Chart Analyst Galaxy keeping it simple and sweet. XRP is going to shock a lot of people. Right now, it's just chilling around that previous all-time high, getting ready to fire up the bull run again. Once again, same story from every analyst I'm tracking. Then we've got this spicy take from Crypto Wizard. Posted this last night. XRP closed strong as hell. One more solid bullish candle against Bitcoin is looking super likely, which is going to make XRP even more bullish since we're sitting on this inverse head and shoulders pattern on the daily. Like I keep saying over and over, XRP is absolutely not done demolishing Bitcoin and making it look like a complete joke. This has already been the story of this entire cycle. It's just going to get more brutal from here. And honestly, I'm living for it because I can't stand those toxic Bitcoin maximalists. Watching them have emotional meltdowns is pure entertainment gold. This is fantastic news all around, folks. And speaking of Bitcoin, Bitcoin's looking like it wants to push even higher as I'm wrapping this thing up. We're sitting at 122,383, just a stone's throw from that all-time high. My coin watch has the record at $122,688. Now, that's just how they crunch their numbers. Most people agree the real all-time high is just north of $123,000. It all depends on which exchange you're looking at and how they slice and dice the data. Some exchanges definitely saw it crack above $123,000. But whatever. Point is, we're ridiculously close right now. Bitcoin's knocking on the door. Ethereum's right there with it. XRP's just chilling like a boss, even though it took a little breather over the past 24 hours compared to yesterday's fireworks. Folks, this is literally the dream scenario we've all been waiting for. This is exactly what you pray the charts look like when you're hoping for alt-season madness. We're basically living it right now. Either we're already balls deep in alt season like some of these analysts are screaming, or we're about to dive headfirst into it. This is it, my friends, the dream scenario we've been manifesting. Just remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy or sell anything because of what I'm telling you here. That would be an absolutely terrible idea.